Today, with our special guest, Dylan Grabowski, we are going through how education is the key to Web3.
You gotta learn yourself so you don't burn yourself.
Which is why we have a free masterclass linked right below this video, all about how to build and launch an e-learning program in 90 days or less and save $10,000 in the process. So we got 3 points we're gonna cover today, right, Dylan? What's the first one when it comes to education being the key to Web3?
Well, it's security. You have to know how to secure your own assets. When you buy Bitcoin or Ethereum, or you participate with a decentralized identity on a blockchain network, you need to know how to own your own keys and how to operate your own wallet.
What happens if we don't do that?
You can accidentally approve malicious actors to take control of your NFTs. If anybody finds your private keys or access to your crypto wallet, they can take the assets off on their own without your permission. If you lose your keys, you might not ever gain access to your crypto or Web3 assets ever again.
So can you simplify that for me for someone who knows nothing about crypto or Web3, but they're checking out this video?
Buy a hardware wallet, learn what a seed phrase is, and learn how to protect it, because that is your key, that is your portal to Web3. Everywhere you want to go will be your new seed phrase, which you have to protect because that is your security. With cryptocurrency and Web3, you are your own bank, so you have to be your own security.
Boom! I couldn't have said it better myself. So number 2 is all about continuous education. Now, I'm a CPA, as a lot of you may know, and to uphold my CPA license, I have to take continuous education classes every year. I have to get 80 hours every 2 years.
Yeah.
So 40 hours a year, pretty easy math. Now, there's some certifications in Web3 and crypto, but even if there aren't in the areas that you may be most interested in, it is extremely important to continuously educate yourself because everything's moving super fast. Want to tell us more about that, Dylan?
Yeah, when I first got into crypto in 2017, NFTs weren't even a thing. And today, NFTs are their own subject matter that people fall in love with, and that's how they gain their first entrance into crypto. When I first got my hardware wallet in 2017, I didn't need to worry about going to a website and accidentally allowing a malicious actor to have allowances in order to access NFTs on my wallet. So had I not continued my education, I would not have learned of this new attack vector that I had to be personally responsible for to make sure that I didn't fall into the trap of anybody who's acting nefarious or in a bad manner.
Yeah, I remember that too. Like way back, you weren't able to actually access a website with your wallet.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
But now there's these Web3 enabled websites. Tell us a little bit more about that. Like, what's the basics of going around the internet? How would this happen? Like, obviously this is one of those rapidly changing subjects. So
the beauty of Web3 is it's taking these decentralized networks and allowing people to own their own data. So when you go to a website today, if you go to a brand new website and you create an account, what does it say? Log in with your Gmail account.
Yeah.
And so that's called OAuth. It's a type of authentication for somebody to show who they are when they access a website. With Web3, your new form of OAuth is going to be your wallet, your digital wallet that you download as a Chrome extension.
Okay.
Anybody who might have ever used anything on the Ethereum network will probably be familiar with MetaMask.
Yep, MetaMask.
And so with MetaMask, that's a wallet that you create and you have to secure the private key, or else if somebody gains access to that, they can gain access to the NFTs on your wallet, they can go to the websites that you've logged in with, and they can participate in those websites. So this is also something that you need to continuously be educating yourself on, because 2 years from today, the things we can do with MetaMask and Web3 are going to be completely different than right now, and we're going to need to learn about the risks that are also associated with those new opportunities.
Yeah, so how fast is the technology changing? How fast are things changing? Can you give us an example, like another example of like maybe a shorter time frame of something that changed in Web3 and crypto that if you didn't know, you could really get yourself in trouble?
Things are moving really quickly. We have right now, if you want to host a website, you have to put your information on a server somewhere. And typically it's through Amazon, AWS. But the problem is if a region of AWS goes down, your website goes down. So what Web3 is offering are these decentralized infrastructure networks where you can store data on a decentralized file storage network.
So you're not reliant on Amazon staying up.
Yeah, I don't need Big Daddy Bezos to keep running his company properly. Now I can run a website that's hosted on a decentralized file storage network, and this allows me to remove myself from potential issues with centralized AWS servers. But now, again, I also have to make sure I understand these new networks that I'm operating on top of. Because now we have to get a name, a domain name, something.eth perhaps, or something.neo perhaps. And then we have to point that domain to the new URL that's on the decentralized storage network. So this is something that, again, goes back to continuous education. We always have to be learning about these brand new architectures as they come out. And we also have to learn about the pitfalls as well as the benefits.
And that brings us to our third point, which is Web3 and crypto are still extremely speculative. Tell us more about that.
Anybody who is watching this, who was around in the 90s and early 2000s, was here for the .com boom. And back then, you just slapped a .com on the back of anything and the stock would go higher. We had pets.com, but nobody even knew what the web was going to be used for when it came to buying and selling animal products for animals, for our pets, our furry creatures that we love. And this is exactly what's happening with crypto and Web3 right now. Cryptocurrency is representing a paradigm shift from a traditional financial infrastructure to a new decentralized financial infrastructure. And every time there's a massive paradigm shift like this, there are going to be ups and downs that happen as we move along. What we see right now is this very speculative, wild movement of cryptocurrency prices, and that's just along the adoption curve, because we don't know what it's going to look like when these new networks get integrated into society, and permanent bulls like me think it's inevitable that crypto and Web3 are going to take over, and they're going to be parts of every day of our life, just like the internet is a part of our life. You know, but nobody knows what the TCP/IP protocol is, or when they go onto their favorite web browser, what protocol they're using. So this is the opportunities that crypto and Web3 offer, but between today and here, we don't know what it's going to look like as we get to that point in society where we're using this new technology on a day-to-day basis. So today, we just don't know what it's going to look like. That's why we have people paying $80,000 for a Bitcoin or $10,000 for a Bitcoin, because we haven't valued it yet. And it's just this brand new market that can go up or down in erratic ways along with the technology. So like we have to be really diligent when we're participating in these networks and not necessarily buy into any sort of super maniacal hype that you might have, because we have to realize that even if the world does operate on Bitcoin, that's not going to happen today. And it's probably going to take decades to get there. And we just don't know what it's going to look like. So we have to be careful.
And another way to look at it is, if you compare the top 10 market cap coins today to the top 10 market cap coins 5 years ago, completely different. I mean, there's some correlation, really only one, right? I mean, Bitcoin and I guess ETH now, but beyond that, it continuously changes. I mean, Luna was top 10 and now it's gone, right? So that is what we mean by Web3 and crypto are extremely speculative.
Absolutely, and this is what comes back to security. For those who may not know what Luna was, it was a protocol that was tied to what's called an algorithmic stablecoin. It was a synthetic asset that was designed to keep a peg to $1, and the way that it was going to keep its peg was through this secondary token called Luna that would be created or destroyed to help keep the other coin in parity with $1. The problem is this worked great until it didn't, and when it unwound spectacularly, and it caught a lot of people offsides, off guard, and a lot of people got hurt by that. So this is what I mean when I say crypto is speculative, because there is a world where we have a synthetic dollar that will be able to move between borders a lot quicker than our current networks, but we don't know what that is. And last year, a year ago today, you could have told somebody that that coin would be the Terra stable coin, and today that coin is gone.
It's crazy, man. I mean, hey, like we said, education is the key to Web3. And if you have something worth teaching in crypto and Web3 or anything else, we have a gift for you to help you out. That's gonna help you build and launch an e-learning program in 90 days or less and save you $10,000 in the process. Sign up for our free masterclass right below this video.
Thanks for the likes and subscribes.